So what are you hearing? Well, we don't really know. The strange sounds were heard across Terrace, BC early yesterday morning and lasted for about 10 minutes. Speculation about what caused it ranges from the aurora borealis to aliens, or it could just be a prank. But similar sounds have been recorded in other parts of BC and reported in other locations around the world.
Also in Ezekiel chapter 3, verses 1 through 11 of the King James Version, it reads, "Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words you cannot understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Behold, I have made your face strong against their faces, and your forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant, harder than flint, have I made your forehead. So fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto you, receive in your heart, and hear with your ears. And go, get thee to them of the captivity, unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, Thus saith the Lord God, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. There I was, and when I got inside the wheel, a scroll rolled down with cursive writing on it in English. There I was trying to read it. And then he spoke, and the scroll disappeared. I didn't have to read it. He was already writing inside of me. And when circumstances would come up, it would call forth what was already written. I represent a real live God. Wait. You won't find another preacher nowhere talking like this brother. If they knew it, they wouldn't say it. I've been telling you, watch the weather. Every day the weather's getting worse and worse. The white meteorologist cannot tell you what the weather's going to be. But my teacher told me
Who's your teacher, Farrakhan? My teacher is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Without him and the great Mahdi, I wouldn't be here. But he told me there's two of us backing you up, Allah and myself. You belong to them. That is the truth. They're worried about the weather. The president knows something. He said he don't believe in climate control and that we can do something to stop this. Mr. President, you do have a point. If the scientists could cause this to stop, they would have done it. The scientists have a point, but the scientists don't create rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. Some of these chastisements are being guided. Did you hear what I said? Who got power to guide a storm? And it destroys what the guide says. The Mahdi is not just a guide for human beings, he's a guide for the forces of nature itself. So, America is surrounded with the judgment of God. Climate control is very important in the context of war. But there's no space on this earth that has received as much calamity from weather as the United States of America. Water glaciers are melting. Some of these glaciers are the size of some small states. When you see a water glacier, what you see on top is nothing compared to what is on the bottom.
Holy shit, look at that big bird rolling. All four running, right?
Yeah. Look at that. You see how, look at the whole thing.
caving faces 300, sometimes 400 feet tall. Pieces of ice were shooting up out of the ocean 600 feet and then falling. The only way that you can really try to put it into scale with human reference is if you imagine Manhattan. And all of a sudden, all of those buildings just start to rumble and quake and peel off and just fall over and roll around. This whole massive city just breaking apart in front of your eyes. We're just observers, these two little dots on the side of the mountain. And we watched and recorded the largest witness calving event ever caught on tape.
So how big was this calving event that we just looked at? We'll resort to some illustrations again to give you a sense of scale. It's as if the entire lower tip of Manhattan broke off, except that the thickness, the height of it, is equivalent to buildings that are 2.5 or 3 times higher than they are. That's a magical, miraculous, horrible, scary thing. I don't know that anybody's really seen the miracle and horror of that. It took 100 years for it to retreat 8 miles from 1900 to 2000. From 2000 to 2010, it retreated 9 miles. So in 10 years, it retreated more than it had in the previous 100.
Rises. And when the top begins to melt, the water rises. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and the Holy Quran bears witness, that Allah would curtail this place on its sides. He said he wouldn't buy nothing on either coast. Because the coasts are going to be flooded. You heard it first here. Now watch the news. Bear witness that a messenger from God, a man taught by God,
have cities like New York, Boston, Washington, D.C., and more right on the ocean. If all the ice melted, you could say goodbye to all 3 of those, along with the entire East Coast, the whole state of Florida, and the same thing goes for any cities in the Gulf of Mexico. Over on the West Coast, hilly cities such as San Francisco would be nothing more than a scatter of tiny islands, and the Central Valley next to San Francisco would be one giant bay.
What did you say, Minister? Oh, you didn't hear? Not just the basement of the White House, but the lower basement. Levels down. What is God trying to get you to see, Mr. President? That he can touch you wherever you are. Allahu Akbar! The 2 earthquakes that hit California, 6.4, and 7.1. In an area in California where the Navy owns 100 million acres of land, a little more than that, and the earthquake left a fissure, a crack in the earth's surface that could be seen from space. That's a naval base where their nuclear stuff can't work now. They got to fix it.
Beloved brothers and sisters, can't you see that with the backing and help of Allah God and His Christ or Mahdi, I have no fear of you to tell the truth to the people of the planet Earth. As the God of Ezekiel, Moses, Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, I too am backed by the same God who backed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Why do we talk about scientists? Scientists are the highest manifestation of intelligence in any and every society. As we said, they do not believe in the representation of religion as it is being represented, but they do believe in God or a higher power. It's like Michael Jordan, the great basketball player. When Larry Bird saw him play, he said, "I saw God in a basketball uniform." What was he saying? I've seen somebody greater on the court than I, and I recognize his greatness and I bow. We are born to bow. Even an atheist, you just don't recognize God in the unscientific way that religion represents him. So you call religion the opiate of the masses, but you know that this universe is an intelligent design from an intelligent designer. Who is behind this? Who is behind this wheel? It is Allah God who is introducing himself to you, America. That he's present now, and he comes to take over the rule of the planet and its people, and he is offering you a place if you submit. But if you fight him, then you cause him to use the awesome power that he has to remove you totally, completely, irreversibly from the face of the earth. Rulers of America, it's your choice. This is the servant of the great Mahdi and the great Messiah that is representing this to you. President Barack Obama, call the scientists. Open up Area 51 to the scientists of the world, because you, America, are the leader that Allah God has raised and made you powerful that he might make himself known through you. And if America calls the scientists of the earth to such place, they will respond. what would be the reason for the call? To show them a sign of the presence of God, to right the wrongs of the earth, and to heal it. If President Obama even attempts to do this, the shadow government will be in trouble, because they too will be forced to have to bow to this. The scientists all over the earth will know, especially through the clarity of our voice and what they see, that God is present, and that we whom they have destroyed would not have this knowledge if it did not come from the highest of sources. We believe our words that we have shared on the presence of the wheel could help the president and America to avert Allah's warning of chastisement and destruction if America does not bow down. I have been given authority to teach this, and you who have experienced the wheels are my witnesses. So come on out from your hiding places and stand up for the good of America, because you may expose a shadow government that can cause America to be destroyed. But if you stand up and tell the world unashamedly what you have seen, then maybe we can turn this negative into the positive that God intended for you when He holds back His power from you, His power to destroy you. He has purposely kept it back and is only gradually releasing some of the forces of nature to let you know that the inordinate weather that you are experiencing, it's because He's present, and He's trying to make you to see that you don't have any power to stop what He has the power to bring. In an article titled "New Advisor John Podesta, an Advocate for UFO Disclosure," posted on December the 11th, 2013 in the Huffington Post, it reads, quote, "For all of you who hope the United States government will lift the veil on its alleged stockpile of evidence that Earth is being visited by extraterrestrials, take heart. This week, former Clinton Chief of Staff and UFO advocate John Podesta was named as President Obama's newest advisor. Podesta, 64, has more than once publicly urged the United States government to release any UFO files that could help scientists determine the real nature of this phenomenon. President Obama, since you have John Podesta by your side, and you have the friendship of Bill and Hillary Clinton, who were taught of these UFOs by Laurance Rockefeller, since you have an army of those inside America and outside that have seen these things and will join with you if there's great opposition against you from the satanic mind. And what is the satanic mind? Now, today at 5 o'clock, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu
will be landing in the United States. And on Tuesday, he will be speaking before the joint houses of Congress. Joint. Over the strong objection of many people insulting the President of the United States. Who is the President? What's his name? He's the President? Here's a man coming in your house. You the head of the house. And somebody in the house invite you into the house and you sneak in the back door and don't even greet the head of the house and ask his permission. Is that an insult? Is that the way they think of our brother president? That we're going to do whatever we want to do. Because you ain't nothing but a nigger in the White House. Don't tell me they don't think like that. Mr. Netanyahu feels confident about succeeding. And when he was unaware, he was being recorded. Listen to what he said. He said, I know what America is. America is a thing you can move very easily and move it in the right direction. Here's a man from a tiny state called Israel. And he said, we can move America very easily in the right direction. And the right direction is a direction that benefits Israel. Then he said, they won't get in our way. I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying to you. Or this is going to get heavy in a short minute. Before Netanyahu, Ariel Sharon, the former prime minister that died recently, was in a debate with his foreign minister, Shimon Peres, when Sharon reportedly yelled, quote, don't worry about American pressure. We, the Jewish people, control America. Now, I'm not making this up. This man actually said that. Now look, thank you. Even though they claim that Israel is America's closest ally, they are not now, nor have they ever been true friends of America or the American people, who have been their support for nearly 70 years. Now, those of you who doubt me and want to call me an anti-Semite, prove what I'm saying that is false. and you can have my life. Which one of you are going to put your life up if you want to take mine? And I don't have an army, but I don't need one. Allah God is sufficient for me and you.
Never before seen footage of a baby plane or UFO in Chicago, Illinois that appeared directly after the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan delivered a 2010 Savior's Day address speaking on this very subject.
Yes, sir. Now we got the HD.
Oh, you're coming in. Oh, Jackson, that's a look.
Abe, look at this.
Look on
I need you to email this to me, dude. You want to get Jaime Sancho? You want me to do this in Spanish? Son las 11:35 de la noche, el 16 de marzo 2010. Acabamos de salir de la reunión y la junta con el honorable ministro Louis Farrakhan, que todavía está aquí. Y ha
Yes, sir. HD.
él ha mencionado estas naves que están en el cielo. Ya la pueden ver aquí cambiándose colores. ¿Es that green? A verde, a rojo, azul. Se ven al ojo rojo, azul y blanco, pero aquí en el HD por cámara se ve un poco más color. Y hay varias que se han estado aquí ya más de media hora y no se han movido del local donde están. Now you'll be international.
Oh, thank you. Where's the other?
I just think the date and time is where we are. That one is flat.
That's an airplane.
Yep, you see the airplane passing by it? Did Joey leave already? See how bright that thing got right there? Did you catch that? Oh, man.
I think it's moving a little further away.
Yeah, it seems like it, right?
Because it's not as big on the zoom now.
Is it moving, Chief, or is that me? Or does that thing look like it's moving a little?
I can't tell from here because my arm is shaking. Now you're making me shake more. Yeah, it's moving, Chief.
It's moving, right?
I'm totally zoomed in. It's going further back.
I can tell, you can tell it's moving. It looks like it's moving from naked eye. It has like a rotating looking thing going through. See that red right there?
He's pointing to it.
Pointing to it, but they can't see it. I want to hear it. Over there, a little bit.
The minister is pointing to the baby planes that are in the sky.
Here we can hear the boss right here. We got pictures of it. The boss is not here.
He's pointing upward.
Take out the zoom. Take out the zoom. You gotta get it. This is the story. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
He's looking at a different one.
Split it up. Let's see if they do anything when he moves right now. I want to see if they move.
We'll see.
Without a shadow of a doubt, All of the proof bears witness that there are objects that are controlled by a higher intelligence, and in a few short days, the whole world will become acquainted with these objects that are seen in the sky.